So, if you find yourself in a dark place and you don't know where to begin, or don't know who to talk to or where to go, this video is for you. Peace. I'm your boy Alchemy Fitness, back with another video. So, today I want to talk about making darkness your ally. Often we have a misconception of being in a dark place as a bad time. However, I believe it is the best time to be in because that's when you can use all the creative forces that you have to propel you through that time to become the better version of yourself. You see, it's like in the Dark Knight trilogy series with Christopher Nolan, which I'm a big Batman fan, by the way, where Bane, when his first combat with Batman, and he tells him, "You think darkness is your ally?" Think so. He was molded by it, whatever he says after that. That's how we should embrace it. In anything in life, whether it comes from a positive position or any positivity that you see, it comes from something negative. We have to stop looking at negativity as a negative thing, as a bad thing in this sense, or darkness, or we have to start equating darkness with negativity, I should say, rather. From the teachings of Most Elijah Muhammad, right? Real esoteric, real quick. He says that Allah, God, right? You don't have to believe in this or not. You have to be Muslim to believe it, but look at the principle of what I'm trying to extract here. He said that Allah, God, created himself out of triple darkness, right? But he was a light within himself because everything comes from electricity, right? So that spark was an electrical spark, but he was a light within himself. And that from that, he began to work and form himself, right? And so it become self-created, so to speak. So whenever we're in that dark place, no matter how dark it is, what I take that to mean is that there's always light within us that we can create ourselves and come out, no matter how long it may take. He said that it took some eons of time to form himself. Then after he created himself, because he's self-created, he studied himself and he found out he had a second self within him. And then he created the woman. So the woman is the first act of creation because he wanted some comfort, right? But besides that, but let's look at it even in modern time, right? After you go through that darkness, that dark period, and you create, right? You don't have to quote, create a woman per se, but you have something that you created that can give you comfort in that expression or that dark time that you are in. You see what I'm saying? So whether if a girlfriend left you or boyfriend, right? Whether you lost that job, whatever it may be through this dark period, you can find your way through it. That's the point I'm making. And through these times, we have to embrace that to learn more about ourselves because everything ends and begins with us. Once we start looking outside of ourselves, whether it's for validation or credit, whatever it may be, it become a drug for us, and then we start losing ourselves in that process. Like with social media, or where girls always wants to like how many likes I got on my views. That's you seeking, you or someone else seeking validation. So your currency or your value comes from something external instead of it being within yourself. But learning yourself, like, hey, I put the content out, I'm not even tripping. Whoever like it, like it. Sometimes I was to be like that as well. Man, no, my thing not going viral. Why not? I got all this good information, this good content is not. But then when I look at it, sometimes it's 500 people look at it, 1,000, 700. Sometimes it'll be 50. But guess what? Once I changed the perspective and said, that's 50 more people that I got to reach where I wouldn't have been able to reach if I didn't have the platform to use it on. So once you start looking at it like that, you start feeling better and more appreciative of the work that you're doing because that means whoever's supposed to get it gonna get it. You don't have to keep burdening yourself and worrying, putting on these different kind of masks and facade to try to please people because you're working on yourself internally. So now we're in what we call winter's arc. If you like it, I love it. People go into like hibernation kind of phase and they start grinding, but that grind should be all year round. I get the concept of it too. I think it's a good concept, but it is what it is. So use this time, this darkness period, whatever you're going through, as fuel to get you to the next phase in your life. Because all of this it does is preparing you for what's next. So never look at it as a bad thing because your attitude does determine your altitude. So if we keep this a positive mindset, like, all right, I'm gonna put my head to the ground, I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna go through it, that's what's gonna happen. And oftentimes too, we may not think that it's coming as fast as we think it should or it ought to come. There's this book, I don't remember the author, but I always remember the title. That's like 3 feet from gold. It's something like people will stop when they're just like right there, right when they're about to have that moment of breakthrough. They quit because they think that they put in X amount of years, this is what they should get. Expectation too, we have to learn how to manage expectations because that's what leads a lot of us into great disappointment. It throws off our equilibrium. We're not seeing things correctly. Our emotional balance is off, and we wonder why we're feeling this way. When it's really, if we just learn how to manage our emotions better and our feelings and deal with reality, no matter how painful it is, we will be able to function a lot better. All right. So I hope this made sense to you guys. No matter how hard it gets, promise yourself. Please promise yourself. I'm going through it too. So as I'm saying it to you, I'm saying it to me. Please promise yourself that you're gonna go through it and you're gonna break through. Do not quit. I'm telling you guys. Use this as a time to learn more about yourself and to propel yourself to the next phase of your life, which is much more better. All right. It's almost as if like a rocket ship is going. You know, it has to fight through gravity. That's what we have to become to get to that next level. You have to go through gravity, right? Um, there's 3 things that the minister said that made sure that you qualified yourself to be here on earth. I think overcoming a hostile environment, going against gravity, and you beating out the odds to get here. Because you know when the sperm is emitted, that's what it is. It goes into a hostile environment through the vaginal trap. It right, it's a hostile environment. It's going against gravity, right? And you're competing against other sperms to get to the egg, and you made it. So remind my dog is running back and forth. So that's proof already that you deserve to be here, that you qualified to be here. So you continue to take those same 3 principles, which I just mentioned, and do that in every aspect of your life. All right, because you deserve the best because you're from the best. All right, and don't forget that the darkest night is just before the dawn. I think that's how the saying goes, right? That's another Batman quote, right? Yeah, the darkest night is just before the dawn. Yes. So no matter how dark it is, there's light right there. Keep pushing through. Love you guys. Take care of yourself and keep a level head. So this is Alchemy Fitness signing off, where we transfer you from lead to gold. Train hard, train smart, and train safe. If you're looking for an online training program and macronutrient coaching, click the link in the description, and I'll be glad to reach out to see if I can help you guys. Take care of yourself once again. Keep pushing through. Peace.